Hello everyone and welcome to the Cowboy Spur. My name is Victoria Hertel. I am in 12th grade and the student life editor for the Sidekick. The Cowboy Spur is a weekly podcast that rotates topics around a set schedule. Discussion will focus on news, sports, entertainment, student life, and opinions, with the occasional offshoot episode where we just mess around and have fun. Please excuse our audio quality as we are filming over Zoom due to COVID-19. Every week, we will feature a story from Cowboy Student Media. This week, our story is Unmasking a New Fashion Statement. Here's a short section. Clothes are an important part of our everyday life. They are a form of expression and make people feel more confident, comfortable, and in control. What we wear can help us feel positive despite the challenges we face. Make sure to visit Cowboy Student Media to read the rest of the story. Whether it be film or fine arts, entertainment plays an important role in everyone's lives. Today, we will be talking entertainment and theater with our guest, Jordyn Morris.
Hi everyone, I'm Jordyn. I'm a senior and I've been a part of the Cowboy Theater Company for all 4 years of high school. I'm also part of a community theater called Life Stage Theater in the Grapevine, Colleyville area.
Oh, wow, that's really cool. So you do like two theater companies?
I do, yes. I'm actually a little more involved with Life Stage than I am CHS, ironically, but I'm very involved with both.
All right, so how has being a part of theater impacted your experiences this year?
This year in particular, it's been kind of a rock for me because even though it's changed a lot, especially at the school, it's changed quite a bit. It's still something that's relatively normal that I get to look forward to in a world that's very abnormal right now with COVID and everything going on. So it's definitely brought me a lot of joy and just this wonderful sense of normalcy that I don't really get from anywhere else right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, theater, it's always meant a lot to me, so it's really nice that we figured out how to do it even with the pandemic.
So do you go in person or how do y'all do it?
So the show that we're in right now is the fall show that I'm in. Sorry, there are two shows going on right now. One is TTT, which I'm in, and one is All I Ever Needed to Know I Learned in Kindergarten, and that is the winter show. And so TTT stands for Terrifying Texas Tales. And basically what it is it's this group of students. We auditioned with a story that we basically wrote based off of a Texas scary story, and we auditioned with that. And then once we were on, we got together and we wrote this script. And so there are 12 stories, and each of them correspond with a scary story that happened in Texas, or an urban legend or a myth or something like that. And what we're doing is we're filming them because of COVID. So pretty much all of our rehearsals have been over Zoom. This week is the week before filming, so we are going in person. Some of us are still staying over Zoom, but most of us are going in person to work on blocking and physicality. And next week is filming, and then it's going to end up being a drive-in on the 29th, the 30th, and November 1st. And it's going to be kind of a horror film, and it's going to be very scary. I've seen some of the other stories. They are definitely terrifying. So it's totally different from anything I've ever done because film acting is different from stage acting in the first place. But it's been so much fun. Also, just to be able to write my own scene and like act in it and have it up on a screen. It's going to be really interesting, and I'm excited to see how it all turns out.
So you're acting in the Texas one?
Yes.
Wow. So you had to learn all the film, like acting for film, blocking and everything?
Yeah, so there's definitely a lot of differences between film acting and stage acting because when you're acting on the stage, you have to be able to perform in such a way where someone in the like farthest row could be able to see, the expressions on your face and see the movements that you make. In film, everything can kind of be taken down onto a smaller scale. So, instead of making a giant movement crossing the entire stage, I could just, take a couple of small steps or like move something very slightly, and everything like that can be captured on camera. Facial expressions can be different. Film acting, I've never taken specific classes for film acting, but I have acted in short films before, so I know like a fair amount about it. I do prefer stage acting in general because there's something about being there with the energy of the audience that I really enjoy. But film is just such an interesting world, and it's going to be so fun to explore. We're also going to be doing all this crazy, horror special effects makeup that we had a workshop over. And so it's very different from anything else I've ever done. And I really enjoy that.
So, have you like enjoyed doing film? Is it like something you've always wanted to try more? I know you say you've done short films, but
Yeah, I do enjoy it. Like I said, it's very hard to compare the two because they're different. They're acting, they're both acting, but they are both quite different. If I had to pick one, I'd still say live theater because I really enjoy being in front of people and performing in front of people. But I am enjoying this filming experience. It's a little, oh, I won't say more stressful because both are stressful in their own ways. Like again, the most I can say is that it's very different and they're very different experiences. And I am enjoying both of them a lot. So, are you enjoying Sidekick? I almost did it and then I didn't.
I am.
Okay.
I actually really love it. Like before Sidekick, I didn't have that many friends. So like I joined and then there's like so many people you can make friends with.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
I've heard it's really great, so I'm
yeah,
glad.
it is like a second family.
I get that because you get that in theater as well, so yeah, I get that. We used to have fall musicals, but this year, in mostly to be able to accommodate for COVID and in the hopes that we could actually do something on stage, the musical it's Once on This Island and it's going to be in the spring. And Once on This Island is a gorgeous musical. I actually personally am not participating in it because of other commitments I have made, but it's just incredible. And the thing I think I like most about it is it really it's an opportunity for the amazing people of color at our theater to shine because it is a story centered around people of color and racial tensions and all of that. And it's perfect for what our country is going through right now with the Black Lives Matter protests and all the police brutality. It's so important to highlight these amazing people of color, and I just cannot wait to see all this incredibly talented cast put it on.
So you said you wrote your own script for is it called Triple T? Is that the name?
Yeah, go ahead and refer to it as Triple T. That's usually what we call it.
So can you reveal anything about your script or maybe just more about your writing process?
Ooh, okay. So I did a lot of research into all the different spooky stories that are based in Texas. And I did some research with my other lead storyteller for my story, who is Lauren Beach. She's a sophomore. And we did all this research and we came up with this asylum in San Antonio that was abandoned like forever ago. And it's very mysterious, very creepy. No one really knows what's going on with it because it's technically owned by this other hospital that's right next door. But it's like completely abandoned and it's always monitored by police. So because there were no like set urban legends or set myths or set ghost stories or anything, it was really, really fun because we basically got to create our own story. We created our own story, we created our own characters. We did a lot of research into how asylum patients were treated in the 30s and 40s, which they were treated horribly, completely. It was really, really bad, especially women, because women were most commonly asylum patients and they could be put in there for anything. Like if you disobeyed your husband, you could be put into an asylum. And yeah, it's a lot. So we decided on that one and we really did a lot of character development. The writing itself was probably the most stressful part of this entire process because we wrote this scene, we wrote it in the span of like a week, from completely like blank page, nothing, to final draft, this is the scene that we're doing. And it was like that for the entire script. So it was quite a lot, but it was really, really fun because I'm also a writer. I've been writing my entire life. So it was really interesting to kind of merge those two passions together.
So What inspires you to do theater?
I am a I'm a big impact person, I guess, if that makes sense. I'm really big on the thing I love most about performing in general, whether it's, acting or singing or like spoken word, all of those things, is the impact it leaves on the audience. I think the most important part of a performance for me is I want to like have the audience walk away after watching that show and go, wow, and be absolutely stunned by the show. I want them to be completely sucked into that world that the show is. And I want them to experience something on stage that they've never experienced before. I I'm also a big emotion person, so I love emotional shows. I love dramas. Um, I love making people cry, and that sounds really bad. But it's just like the nature of performing. I like to make people feel things. I want to make them, think about life and think about the world we're in today. And that's absolutely my favorite part of performing is the impact it leaves on the audience.
Yeah. So why do you want to make such a big impact? Just
I think personally, it's always kind of been like a thing for me. Like, I want to make an impact on people. I want to make an impact on the world. I'm actually going into political science, is what I plan to study in college, because I just really want to change this world for the better. So, and I'm also a very artistic person. So, if I can combine those into something like theater, where people are so moved by it, then it's absolutely wonderful what I personally get out of it, and to see these people so moved by something I put on.
thank you all for joining us in this episode of the Cowboy Spur. Special thanks to Jordyn for participating in this week's episode. Next week, we'll focus on topics from the sports section. Hope you all have a great weekend.